Good to start talking?
Yep.
Sweet. I love it. Man, we're doing it. You ready to do this thing?
Let's get it, dude.
You ready to dive into this?
Let's dive in.
Woo!
Dude. All right.
Nice. Here with Nick Weber. A lot of you probably know him. He's I'll use the word famous. You're a little bit famous around town. I feel like everybody knows who you are. Nick was voted Duluth's #1 bartender in all of the town last year, right?
Yeah, #1. It's a blessing. Thank you to everyone who voted. Mostly my family, not actually real people.
I voted.
Gage voted. Thank you very much.
I voted. So what? Okay, no. First of all, I got to address what I'm wearing right now. So I'm not wearing this specifically for the podcast. I actually I've got a Great Gatsby themed party to go to this evening. Nick was all bummed out because I didn't tell him I was going to wear this crazy getup.
I wanted to dress exactly like you.
Yeah,
Now I'm just in like a t-shirt and a hat.
That would have been
It's a little
sick.
lopsided here. I don't know.
No, that's cool. That's cool. So Nick, tell me how you become the #1 bartender in Duluth. What's going on? What are you doing that other people aren't doing?
You know, that's a good question. I think that just being there every day, I don't take a lot of time off. I'm kind of focused on what I do. So I'm a familiar face, and I work at the busiest restaurant in town, hands down.
Right.
Shout out to Tavern on the Hill.
Nice. Thai chicken tender melt.
Oh, yeah.
Sweet potato fry.
Sweet potato fries.
Gotta have it.
And you know what? Being from Duluth it definitely helps. I'm from that area, so a lot of people that come in, families, I grew up with their kids. A lot of people voted for me not all over the country. I don't want to sound stupid, but like my family out in Seattle, so I had a lot of people behind me, you know.
So you might be #1 in the country, you think?
No, absolutely
You
not.
might be the #1 bartender in America? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, we're going for it.
Nice.
Going for it, man. That's next.
I love it. I feel like the Tav isn't, it's not really like a spot where people typically go and get like hammered. Am I right in saying that? Like that happens, of course.
For the most part,
But,
yeah, people don't. Yeah.
Like I feel like you must still have some stories of some people. We lost the light. That's all right.
Man. We're doing this in the dark.
It looks good. We don't even need it.
Yeah, dude.
Cameraman Casey said it's not even dark. Doesn't really matter.
We're all good.
Yeah, we're fine. So you must see some crazy things though. I've been drunk there quite a bit.
Oh yeah, I've seen some crazy things. I had to cut some people off. Tavern's pretty respectful. I don't think there's been any fights. Couple pukes, handful of pukes for sure.
Like on the floor, like in the middle of the restaurant.
Yep, on the floor. 21-year-olds, the birthday, they take 17 shots in a row, and then,
Yeah, I get it.
But it's not your 21st unless you puke. So
Right.
guilty.
I don't know if I did. I probably did.
But it's pretty tame, man. It's a great clientele up there. It's you have your business people like Gage in suits in a business meeting talking about real estate at one table. Next table you have a group full of girls celebrating their 21st, all dolled up.
Nice.
Then the next table you have the freshmen in wife beaters and shorts that just left the gym because they're trying to get big.
Those guys are fun. I like that. I like the Chads and the Brads.
Yeah, man. So it's a huge difference. But yeah, in general bartending, I have some crazy stories for sure.
Is it? I heard that bartenders are like kind of wheeling a lot of chicks. Is that you got a girlfriend, right? Mm-hmm. So you're not currently wheeling chicks.
I plead the fifth.
He pleads the fifth. But in the past, or I guess just watching other bartenders, do you see a lot of bartenders like snagging like digits?
Oh yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah, it happens.
What do you think it is? Why do girls want to give their numbers out to the bartenders?
I don't know. I think they have a few drinks, start with their girls. They're chatting. Guys are the same way. They see somebody just hustling, and for the most part, bartenders are outgoing. You can't really be a quiet, shy bartender.
Yeah, that's true.
You're usually like making people laugh, and they see that. I don't really have an answer behind it. I think that story is old as time.
Yeah. I feel like it's just like
it's part of the industry. It really is.
I feel like it's like the awkwardness is already broken. Because like if I was to just randomly walk up to a girl at the tavern and try to get her phone number, I know there would be maybe a bit of awkwardness.
Oh.
Like what are you doing at my table?
Right.
But like the bartender, like
dressed like Great Gatsby.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah. But they've already like maybe built some rapport with them a little bit. So
Yeah,
it's
a
like,
little bit.
Who's to say they don't just toss their phone number down on the receipt?
Yeah, it happens. It happens all over.
Yeah. So what do you see? Are there some things that people do to you as a bartender that you can't stand? Let me word that better. What do I not do when I go to the bar? What's something I should not be doing?
First off, don't be a dick to your bartender. We're sweating already. We're running a million miles an hour.
What if you're being slow and you're not getting my drink very fast?
That's fair.
Just
no, dude, that's fair. Like, it comes on both sides. So being in the industry, like, I have pet peeves, but you got to see it the other way around too. Like, some people don't go to restaurants, so they don't know restaurant etiquette.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're like, well, we're paying these people. We want it exactly how we want it. But they don't see that we're doing, you know, if we don't get the drink there, they're on their phone and they don't see that we're helping 15 other people.
Right.
They want the same thing. You know, it takes a while to make a drink sometimes if you order a complicated drink.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have pretty thick skin. It really, at first, like, you know, there's definitely some horror stories. People cry in the back and, like, you know,
bartenders are crying in the back?
Not necessarily servers. So, I don't know. Whoa. You know, you don't want to call people out, but, like, it.
Let's call them out. What are the
people
names?
People are dicks, man.
I'm just kidding.
I can't say.
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
People can go in there and be dicks.
That's true. No, I see it. Anyone who works in a service industry, I think, sees that. But you guys see it, I think, maybe on a different level because these people are hungry. When I'm hungry, I'm crabby.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
We back.
Lights back
we
on.
Back, man.
All of a sudden, here we are. Woo!
Yeah, people come in hangry.
They're hungry.
I think, like, the worst for me is when I'm serving, not bartending, and this is not anyone's fault, is when, like, one parent brings in 17 kids. And it's usually, like, the dad on their day off, so they're watching baseball. And then the kids are, like, throwing ketchup at me and fries and, like, punching me in the leg. And I'm like,
yeah,
you want to throw the kid across the room?
We talked about hitting kids on last week's podcast.
It's being brought up again. Don't hit kids.
I said that we shouldn't hit kids, but my videographer, Casey, said that you should probably hit them. Right, Casey?
We're gonna put a picture of Casey's face with his address after he condones hitting kids.
Casey's.
I heard he's hit a
just
kid
hard
before.
enough to bruise a little. So
now that we got that on the air,
yeah.
Casey,
now that we.
What's your last name?
Nice. Yeah, I love it. So the kids they're throwing fries at you.
Yeah, there's just certain things. Like, it's not anyone's fault. You got to realize that. At the end of the shift, like I said, we were talking about it before the podcast. You clock out. You know, like I said, I love doing what I do. It's the reason why I don't have a desk job right now.
You clock out and you're just done. You're disconnected.
You're done. You know, you have a beer quick with your
coworkers. You can do what you want.
Get it off your chest. You know, you hit up Sir Ben's, have a drink there. Shout out Sir Ben's.
Nice. They've got good.
And it's over, man. And it's over.
Yeah.
Then you wake up and do it again.
That's sweet. I always thought it would be fun. I thought it'd be fun to be a bartender. I thought it'd be the lifestyle would be good.
You'd be good at it.
Yeah. You know,
it's different, weird hours, but real estate isn't any different, you know?
Yeah, no, it's long hours every day. You catch a lot of people trying to use fake IDs?
Yes. Yeah, it's...
Do you think people trick you a lot?
No, not anymore. I think
Well, you wouldn't know it if they did, though.
Right. I think at one point in time... Well, see, I know what fakes look like.
Right.
Yeah.
What's the most common state? So is there like a state? If someone shows you like an Illinois ID, are you like...
Last year it was Illinois. And I felt bad for the people, because we're so close to Illinois, that came in with actual
There's a lot of people that come here from Chicago,
and
too.
I'm, like, bending their ID, and, like, because I know exactly where to look, and I'm, you know.
Yep.
But, yeah, last year was Illinois. This year it's, like, Montana and a couple different ones. They got smart. You know, whoever's selling those, they switch it up.
Yeah, I tried...
probably make a ton of money.
I tried getting one when I was 19 years old, which was dumb because I look a lot younger than I am. So at 19, I looked probably more like 16 and a half.
People are just like, dude,
like
no
even
way.
if it's a real ID, like just don't come in here. You look way too young.
Right.
But no, it was very expensive compared to what they are right now, and it just never came in the mail.
So you paid for it, you got ripped off, you got.
Yeah, it's like, what are you gonna call the cops? Like, There's nothing you can do.
You should have. You should have called the cops.
There's nothing that I can do about. There's nothing you can do about lights back out. That's all right. We're still keeping it lit.
I hope that thing just starts flickering.
I hope it's like a strobe light,
like
and then all of a sudden some disco music. I don't know. I kind of like it. It keeps things exciting.
Yeah.
Comes on and off. No, I went to the sports garden a couple weeks ago with a buddy of mine who is 21 and he goes to school in Oklahoma. So he kind of looks like he's maybe on the fringe age-wise, but he goes to school in Oklahoma and he has an Oklahoma ID, although he's from Minnesota. And they like flat out weren't going to let him in to the sports garden. Those guys are sticklers.
Oh, yeah.
Even the police officer was like, nah. He's like, this is not real. And he's like, it's real. It's my ID. I don't know what you want me to do.
Yeah.
So that's
yeah, there's tons of fakes out there. We live in a college town. I know when Tavern opened, we had shoe boxes full of them.
What do you do with them?
They just
You
get
sell 'em?
discarded. Yeah, no, absolutely not. For the record, that has never happened.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, but they just get discarded. But there's some really bad fakes out there, that's for sure.
You don't think anyone's getting anything by you though?
I don't think so anymore.
Okay. All right. I can respect that.
I hope not.
Right. And again, you might not know it if they
It's
are
my
doing
livelihood.
it. You seen the movie Cocktail with Tom Cruise in it?
You know what? I can't give you an honest answer on that. I've seen
You
a lot of
haven't?
movies.
I just
I
feel like
can
that's-
honestly say
It's a bartending movie with Tom
I don't
Cruise.
think
as
I
a
don't think I
bartender.
have, but I need to see it.
So it's like in the movie, he's doing like all the bottle spinning tricks and
Okay.
like catching it and
All right.
like all that crap.
Yeah.
You into that?
No.
Come on.
I'm not.
I think you should. Are there classes?
It's
Could
called
you imagine?
It's called Flair, and like
You don't
it's
have
huge
it.
out in Vegas. It's huge out. It's just not a Duluth
Right.
thing.
It's like a club thing.
I've seen people try to do it in Duluth, and it's like, dude, give me my drink. I don't want to wait 10 minutes for you to flip some bottles. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I would learn if it called for it.
Maybe not a lot of flipping.
Maybe. I
Or
mean,
maybe
I can
just-
flip. I can flip. I can do a few things, but also like, I'm athletic, but I'm also clumsy as hell. So
Right.
like, I feel like me flipping it would break like a, pretty expensive bottle.
Yeah, there goes
and then
the
like
$100
glasses
bottle.
everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it
it's
goes
just
in
not worth my
everybody's
time.
eyes.
I'd much rather get a drink out as soon as I can.
Yeah, I get that. I don't know that the tavern would be the right destination for the bottle flipping either. Maybe like Aces. I could see at Aces. That seems appropriate.
Yeah, it's appropriate. When I was bartending out in California, there was a lot of that.
A lot of the flips.
Yeah, a lot of
The
stuff
flips
like
and
that.
stuff.
I mean, those guys are from all over the world. I got a chance to meet, so there's a bartenders guild, kind of like anything else, and I got a chance to meet one of the top 3 bartenders in the world, like on the whole.
How do they measure that?
Well,
Is it like a vote, like you are the top bartender in Duluth?
I honestly don't know how they do it. It's like a guild, so it's like a group of older bartenders, right, that have like started up. Like the guy I met, he helped start up when the San Diego club scene was getting big. Like so he's probably in his late 40s now.
Okay.
And he doesn't bartend anymore, but
Yeah.
he was a lead bartender for like 4 different bars, setting it up, and like the stories he had are insane. Like I could never match what he went through.
What do you mean by like? Give me. Do you have any off the top of your head? An
I mean,
example
those
of a story?
guys. This was back in the day. They were kind of outlaw bartenders, so they were doing drugs and drinking their whole shift and bringing girls behind the bar, and
Like,
that was
do it.
it's Cali. They were wild, man.
That's
It's
crazy.
not. It doesn't happen in Duluth at all. But
You don't think so? You don't think there are any bartenders around town doing drugs?
oh,
behind the bar?
I'm sure that not behind the bar. I don't know. I can't say.
You have
I know that where I work, it's pretty tight ship. So
Yeah. No, the tab is a pretty. It seems like a pretty. I mean, straight and narrow.
yeah,
Straight and narrow kind of situation.
Yep.
But I don't know. I could see it.
Oh
around
yeah,
a
I'm
couple
sure
of the
it
other bars.
happens everywhere.
There's some spots where I'm like, well, maybe.
I mean, it's late nights, long grind. I'm sure a lot of people do it, but
Yeah.
I'm just a beast. I don't need that.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
I'm kidding. That was
What
so
does
douchey.
Okay, so I asked you earlier about bartenders
Mm-hmm.
getting chicks. Do you see guys hitting on other girls
Yes.
at the bar? Do you ever hear any of the pickup lines they're using,
Oh man.
or just
I've-
what do
Like
you,
off the
what
top
are they
of my
doing?
head, I can't think of anything. But there's so
Maybe
many
not a
times
line, but
I
like
just
what are
shake
they
my head.
doing? Are they just coming up and they're introducing themselves? And
Yeah, you can just see it. When a guy's trying to hit on a girl, and like half the time you don't see him again. I don't know, but yeah, I've seen some of my coworkers do some pretty funny things, and it goes for both ways. So don't get it twisted. Guys.
girls getting turned down by guys.
Yeah. Well, no, guys leave their phone numbers for girls too. So it's not always. So
Oh,
girl
yeah.
bartenders get numbers all the time.
I put my number on receipts a decent amount.
You've done it to me.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, it's okay. I shouldn't say a decent amount. Probably 6 times a year though. 6 times a year, I'll be like, that waitress is a smoke show.
Mm-hmm.
Like she is gorgeous. I would love to just take her on a date, if anything else.
Right.
So I'll leave a phone number on there, or sometimes I'll drop a business card.
Yeah.
I'll do
Oh,
that
you
too.
got dude. The business card is a way more power move.
And then
than
on the back,
leave
yeah.
the business card.
I know, but I don't want it to be like I'm not trying to do like a power move. Like I just want to get to know you, baby girl.
Ladies, if you know me, holler at me, Gage Hartman.
Yeah. No, I when I was 20 years old, and I had just got my real estate license. I thought I was a lot cooler than I was, so I
could see that. You're young.
Yeah, no, yeah, I was young, and I don't know. I was again just thought I was a hot shot. So I would I was working in Brainerd at the time, but I went to a restaurant there called Bar Harbor. I was showing houses in the area, and I went and got a meal there, and then I had a cute young waitress that was serving me. So when I finished eating my meal, I left her a good tip, and then I left my business card. The back of the business card said, "Call me, or we should hang out sometime," something along those lines.
How'd that work out?
And then I left it, and she never called me, but her grandpa was a real estate agent that worked in my office.
Nice.
So he approached me one day. he was like, "Gage, you go to Bar Harbor the other day?" I was like, "Yeah, I did. Why? What's going on?" He's like, "Oh, my granddaughter works there." And immediately I was like,
no.
"Oh shit!" I was like, "Oh no,
I messed up."
I was like, "Yeah, what about it? What's going on?" She's like, "She said that you were hitting on her, and you left your phone number for your business card for her, and you said call her on the back of it." And I was like,
"Oh, that's amazing."
This is so embarrassing. I was like,
just called out too.
Like, yeah, I did it.
Was he a higher up than you?
Yeah. Yeah, he was a pretty well-established real estate agent. He's a really cool guy. He obviously wasn't mad about it. He thought it was really funny.
Yeah.
But he had to give me a hard time. He's like, "Yeah, well, just so you know, she's got a boyfriend. He's like a linebacker for NDSU or something like that." So he's like, "Your odds are not looking good." I was like, "Crap.
Shoot.
I need to hit the bench or something."
Right.
Get big.
That's awesome.
So you did something that I think was really cool this year. Is you bartended at Coachella?
Yes.
That is freaking sweet. How'd you get that opportunity?
My girlfriend actually, her mom lives out in Palm Springs, a mile away from where Coachella is. So
let me ask a dumb question. Where's Coachella?
Coachella's in Coachella Valley. So Palm Springs, Indio, Southern California. It's in the desert. Okay. But she lives a mile away, and she knows the guy that staffs. So it wasn't because I got sought out for what I do in Duluth, Minnesota.
Well, you're number one, so I mean, what the?
Well, they didn't know that, but I was out there.
Now they know.
I was out there last December, and I met the guy who staffs. I got introduced to him, and him and I just kind of hit it off. And he, I was like, I didn't even think about Coachella, honestly. I was like, "You ever need me out here, man? I'll come out for a month or whatever." And he's like,
"Yeah.
Can you give me a month and a half?" And I was like, "Of course, man. I'd love to come live out here in the middle of the winter."
God, yeah.
It's 100 degrees outside.
So you were out there for a month and a half?
Yeah, I was out there April into May. Well, a month and a week, a little over that.
Okay.
Yeah, so I bartended. I got out there the 31st, and then the morning of the 1st of April I started. So Coachella, the second weekend of April is the first weekend of Coachella. Third weekend of April is the second week of Coachella, and then I did Stagecoach, which is the country version of Coachella. It's a little smaller, but
is that in the same spot? I didn't know that.
Same spot. Yep, same spot.
Okay.
But it was a lot of work, man. During the weekends, I was pushing 18-hour shifts Friday through Sunday.
Woo.
Sleep for a few hours, get up, do it all over again. But
that's insane.
that's what I was out there to do. It was.
So you're just in a tent though, right? That's kind of what it's what the setup is.
So there's a million different bars. I mean, there's 130,000 people. It's insane. I can show you videos, but my bar was right next to the Sahara stage, so it was more of a hip hop stage. There was a little bit of EDM there. So it was Wiz Khalifa, Childish Gambino, Jaden Smith brought out Will Smith, Juice WRLD.
Nice.
YG brought out a fake Donald Trump and punched him.
Oh, nice.
So I was
an actual person?
Yeah, he looked identical to Donald Trump.
And they just punched the dude?
Well, Donald was talking, and YG walked up and it was probably a wrestling punch,
Yeah.
It was a lot of work, but it was the greatest experience, work-wise, that I've ever had. You kind of reach a pinnacle. Not many people can say that they've done that from this area.
Oh, no. I don't even know anybody that's been there.
Yeah, it was wild. It was an experience being a Duluth native and Minnesota boy,
Yeah.
We got woods and stuff, and you're in the middle of the desert down there. And
yeah.
The first day of Coachella.
It's a different climate. Is it hot?
It's
gotta be hot.
First day of Coachella was 104 degrees. I was a manager, lead bartender. That's what I got hired on as. So I had to be in manager meetings at 7 a.m, no matter how much sleep I didn't get.
Yeah.
And so I'd eat breakfast, and I had to watch money. I'm working with people I didn't know, so I had to make sure all the tills were right. People weren't overpouring. It's very strict there.
Yeah.
The first night of Coachella, I projectile vomited.
Oh. Why?
It was 104 degrees.
Oh, you're just hot?
I ate breakfast at 6:30 in the morning, got there at 7 because I lived really close. Where I was living was really close. And I was so like, this is my first night. I have to prove myself. I'm sweating. Like, it's 104 degrees. I wasn't drinking water. Wow. There's no like water fountains. So it's all bottled water, which is warm as hell because it's in an ice bucket that melts.
Right.
It's kind of grimy conditions, but I just started feeling really nauseous. And I went out back of my bar where everyone smokes. And I was just, and one of the bartenders came out. He's like, I could tell you were about to puke, man. He's like,
shit.
You can't hang Minnesota? That's what a few of them called me.
That's what they. That's tough.
I was like, shit, dude, it's the first night.
Exactly.
I gotta get my stuff together here.
Well, you can only go up from there.
Yeah, and I did.
Oh, nice.
Dude, I thought I was gonna have to tap out though, but anyways, Coachella was an amazing experience. I got to, I didn't really meet anybody that I know of. There's a million celebrities there. Everyone dresses so weird. For Stagecoach, I worked in the artist bar, so I got to meet famous people. Like, I had to surrender my phone when I got there, like through the security. So like, it's the main. My bar was behind the main stage, so I was nowhere near like the population. It was literally for artists, families, photographers, publicists that work with artists, stuff like that. So I got to meet like Jimmy Allen. I saw Diplo from like 10 feet away.
Oh, sick.
Sam Hunt, his managers were back there.
That's crazy.
Everyone was just hammered,
That would be so sick.
It was really cool.
Did you? So you were saying you didn't really talk to any of them, like Sam Hunt?
I didn't like. I like country, but I like Jimmy Allen. Sorry, Jimmy Allen. I didn't. If you ever watch this, I didn't even know who he was.
I hate country music.
Yeah, I'm not a huge country fan, but it was a cool festival. But I look forward to it again, man. Like, financially, it was one of the best things I've ever done.
Right.
It was stupid. It was great. It was a blessing, honestly.
Everyone's tipping well out there.
Yeah, everyone tips well. It's a bunch of 21-year-olds with Rolexes and black cards. They're all from LA, Hollywood.
That's a cool vibe.
Yeah, it was great.
I think it'd be dope. I think it'd be kind of cool to live in LA. I think that'd be sick.
If you had the money.
Where are all those? Yeah, exactly. Where are all these 21-year-olds get all their money? I don't get it. Are they all just like?
I'm optimistic.
Are they all YouTubers?
I don't. That I don't know. I'm optimistic, so I'd like to think that a lot of them made their own money. But like.
Yeah.
Like me and a couple of my bartenders out there were like keeping tabs on this one kid because he had like a flock of females with him, and they were all like hot. They were all beautiful. And he was just buying them all drinks. Like, they'd come in like every half hour, and like he was buying like 10 girls drinks, and they all seemed to be good friends. It's not like he was trying to impress them. Right. But like in 2 nights at my bar alone, and mind you, there's 10 other bars around mine. I was at one of 5 main stages. He spent $8,700 in my bar on his black card. Mind you, a black card you can walk in and buy a Bentley with. There's no spending.
There's no limit.
And you have to spend like $2.5 million. I don't know how much you have to spend.
What?
But you have to spend a certain amount a year. But yeah, he was just in my bar alone. So, yeah, people do it big out there, man. But
wow. Yeah, you'd like to think that he just like is maybe on e-commerce or something.
You never know, man. It could be self-made, but I just picture him in a,
Or his dad's a billionaire.
His dad's a billionaire or something.
Yeah.
I wanted to be friends with him.
Right. $8,700. That's insane.
In 2 nights, that's.
Yeah, I've heard people doing like $1,000 in a night, and that would just.
It was wild, man. Like, people spend money, but they're there to do that, Like, some people, it was crazy because a lot of people are from Australia, China. Like, there was a lot of foreigners, and it like baffled me,
Right.
Like, I just flew a couple hours. I was out there, like, free place to stay. These people like planned it a year in advance. They spent thousands of dollars on a plane ticket, $1,000 just to walk in the door, thousands of dollars whether they're from Australia, like.
It's a big event. It's kind of a big deal, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a huge promotion.
You didn't get to celebrate at all? Like, go to any shows or anything?
I didn't. I got to see Luke Bryan. Like, again, I wish I would have got to see more like hip hop, like what I'm into. Luke Bryan's show was really cool. The first night of Stagecoach. So Stagecoach is just one weekend. That Friday night, I didn't get placed in the bar. Okay. So I was like panicking. I'm like, well, I'm not gonna bartend Stagecoach. This is why I'm out here. And so I had the night off, and I drank a little tequila, and got to see Luke Bryan, and went with a couple other bartenders from my bar. Our bar got shut down, not for any bad reason or anything, but just sanctions and licenses and stuff, and they were just like, we're not running your bar for Stagecoach. So that's when I got lucky, and I thought I was all over, and I got placed in the artist bar, which is like insane.
That's super sick.
My prayers must have worked or something.
But yeah, exactly. That'd be sweet. That'd be so much fun to go there.
It's a different lifestyle, man.
Yeah. So I've got special news of the day.
All right.
Again, I got 17 subscribers. They know what time it is.
You know what time it is.
It's special news of the daytime. Let me tell you what time it is. It's special news of the daytime.
All right.
Okay, hold on. Let me pull it up here.
17's about to bump up.
Yeah, I'm actually disappointed because I think I had 17 with the first video, and the first video had like 130 views on it, and second video I think I'm at like 40 views.
We'll get more. I got you.
Nice. Yeah, share it on the gram. None of my guests have been sharing it on their Instagram, and it's like,
Luke, I see you. You didn't.
Luke, what do you?
You didn't plug my man, Luke Hansmeyer.
Think about it, Luke Pookie.
Lukey Pookie.
I call Luke Pookie. All right, here we go. No, I don't want you to.
Oh, okay. I didn't see anything.
This is my special news of the day segment.
I'm like worried, dude. I don't know.
Be worried. So, yesterday,
Okay.
at a North Dakota zoo, there was a crowd that gathered to watch a performance of an orangutan playing a recorder.
Okay. That's pretty dope.
I'm sorry, but that's the news.
That's the news. I thought I was gonna be put on the spot, like I needed to know something.
No, the way that I set it up made it sound like that wasn't the climax.
That's big news, though.
But listen,
shout out to
this
that
orangutan was playing a recorder for a crowd. Like
Okay.
that's
yeah.
that's insane. That's a primate. That's
Yeah.
a monkey. It's literally an animal. That's kind of like a ferret playing the trombone at your birthday party or something like that.
Right. That's pretty cool, man. I would hire that orangutan.
Okay, so here's a thought. I heard recently that monkeys are they're evolving to be people like we are
Yeah.
now. So right now they're at like the stage
that.
where they're slowly starting to use tools and like
Mhm.
they're working their way up to being human beings. You buying that? You think that's true? So like this orangutan is freaking playing an instrument. He could start a band.
I believe it. I 100% believe it.
You think that they're coming?
I've studied up on stuff like that.
Like they might be a couple million years out, but you think these monkeys are coming, and the next thing you know, it's gonna be Monkey Metallica.
I mean, I don't know if they're gonna like take over the world, but I think that like they see our traits and they're smart, man. Like they're not stupid animals. Like, look at, not to get off the monkey topic, but like look at dolphins and stuff like.
Dolphins, I think, are they're the smartest animal.
They're so smart, but and like humans, we view them as animals, and just because they can't talk or carry on a conversation, like they're not as smart as us. But like in their hunting,
they don't have
to survive in their environment. They are smarter than us.
They don't have hands either.
Right.
And their mouths are shaped differently, so they can't speak the way we can.
Monkeys, like, I mean.
Also, dolphins are the most rapacious.
That's a big word.
Which means they rape. Animal in the animal kingdom.
I wish I wouldn't ask that.
So, like, if you're swimming in the ocean and a dolphin sees you, you might be getting it.
Dude, I don't want to get raped in the ocean.
Yeah. Dolphins are bad. That's what the word in the street. They're smart, but they're rapacious.
We're badass
I think
dolphins.
I honestly don't even know for sure if that's a word.
Rapacious? I've never heard it, but.
I've said it a couple times. This is probably maybe the sixth time I've said it.
Casey, you looking it up?
If
it's not a word, it's about to be.
Rapacious. You need me to spell it out for you?
Yeah, probably do.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna use that tonight.
Rapacious. Rapacious. Ducks too.
Ducks are rapacious?
But a duck isn't gonna rape you. It
I would
rapes.
hope not, dude. If you let a duck rape you,
No, but I saw
gotta
something.
talk, man.
It's a word. What's the definition?
Aggressively greedy or grasping.
That's kind of rapey.
that's rapey.
Yeah. So
100%.
Rapacious. It's a much more delightful way to say rapey.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, ducks too. I saw something on Facebook. They have penises that are shaped like corkscrews.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what Gage looks at when he's in bed at night.
No, this just
Duck penises.
This just fell on my
He's got some
feed.
weird. He's looking at.
No,
don't
but-
ever. If you have Gage's phone, don't look at his search history. It'll be amazing. Duck penises.
But you don't have to be worried about getting raped by a duck.
I would hope not, dude.
And nobody, no person does.
I'm calling it. If a duck does something to me, I'm calling it. It's done.
Could you imagine?
I
would save you, but I'd give it probably 16
Well, you'd have
seconds.
to video it. Like
I'd
I'd want you to record it. I wouldn't.
No, but so they have penises that are corkscrew shaped, and then the woman's parts is corkscrew, but in the wrong direction. So
Okay.
in order for them to have intercourse, it almost needs to be consensual, because logistically, it's tough for them to mate because the male duck is just so rapacious, I guess.
That's very rapacious.
We
yeah.
got off a little bit on a rape tangent.
So monkeys.
I was hoping, yeah. So anyway,
no monkeys. So yeah,
they're
monkeys.
coming.
They're coming for us.
I'm
man.
actually afraid of them. I'm really, really afraid of chimpanzees.
They're wild. Have you ever been like on vacation or anything and seen like wild monkeys or just at a zoo?
No, well, no, I haven't. I've never seen a wild monkey. I have seen them
haven't either.
in zoos.
Yeah, they're smart, man. Like they're smart in their own way. Like I said, like
Yeah,
they have so many human traits, and like they can draw and do
And they're
traits,
strong.
and they're strong.
they're so strong.
All
You
those
seen a
others-
shaved chimpanzee before?
No,
Man, you got to Google that one of these days.
another one of your Google searches, dude.
No, I think where did I see that? I think I saw it on. I was watching Joe Rogan.
Casey, I think
podcast.
you're gonna have to edit out the last 10 minutes.
No, leave it in. This is what the people want.
This is
They
what
want to learn.
they wanna learn this stuff.
They want to learn the cork screw penises.
Yeah.
No, I was watching a Joe Rogan podcast and they started talking about chimpanzees and they brought up a photo of a shaved chimpanzee. Wow, they're jacked.
Oh, man, I
the
believe
most
it.
jacked person on the planet is
I
like
believe
what
it.
they look like. So like if they could come up and literally just tear your shoulder off.
Yeah, I don't want
You're
that.
done.
I don't want that.
You're done shrugging for life.
Right. Yeah, I want both of these shoulders.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, no, the monkeys are coming.
Monkeys are coming for us, folks.
But yeah, I don't know. I think you got anything you want to add on monkey stuff? What are we doing for?
You know, shout out to the monkeys learning new stuff and things. You know.
Yeah, shout out to that orangutan playing the recorder.
That's true.
Did
Did you catch his name?
Phyllis, I think.
Phyllis. All right, Phyllis, you need an agent. Holler at me.
I don't think that's his
Leave
name.
my phone number on the bottom here.
I made that up.
Phyllis.
There's got to be a monkey with an agent out there,
Oh, for sure.
like that monkey that
Well,
went.
there's dog agents,
That's true.
dog models.
Yeah. Do you think? Speaking of agent, you think you'd be an actor?
Dude, I would love to. I think I would kill it. Just being able to like speak freely and openly. I think it'd be fun.
Just movies or sitcoms or like what would be your niche?
Whatever check is the highest. Whoever's cutting the highest check.
I feel like Leo's got to
Leo's
be
a man.
he's got to be cutting the biggest check.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know, I think it'd be cool to do movies.
Are you doing drama? Are you doing drama?
I think there's such a crossover nowadays. I think new actors like Seth Rogen and everything, like they don't want to be boxed into any particular genre, right? Like
Right.
they come out of what they're known for. Like if they're stand-up comedians,
Yeah.
and they cross
Like Kevin
over.
Hart recently did that drama.
Yeah, like they want to be everywhere. Like why limit yourself financially and like in a spot to be in one box?
Right.
You know, like
Yeah, I hear you.
so old school mentality thinking. Why not cross over to every genre and do everything?
Yeah. No,
Look at The Rock,
I think it'd be
Kevin
sick.
Hart, like they're all like funny as hell, but they're like in
Right.
serious movies. You know, some of my favorite like behind the scenes are The Rock and Kevin Hart together. Have you seen The Rock and Kevin Hart impersonate each other?
Yep.
I'll giggle, like I'll laugh
It's-
for fucking hours on that. Dude.
Yeah,
it's
no,
so
it's
funny.
It's hilarious. Those guys are so funny together.
They're living the dream too. Think like they work their asses off. Like
yeah.
they're on
No,
set
I'll
6,
see like a
7
movie
months.
with Kevin Hart in it from like 6 or 7 years ago or something
Mhm.
like that, and he never has the main role.
No.
He's always just like this random short guy that is like a comedic relief
right.
on things. But now he's just like he's the dude.
He's the man.
Like he's the highest paid comedian
Everywhere.
in the history of comedian. No, Jerry Seinfeld is higher paid actually. That dude's a legend.
Another great show. Jerry
Seinfeld?
I didn't really get into Seinfeld.
Oh,
as a kid,
the
but
interview show?
riding in cars.
Comedians in cars getting coffee.
Yes, sorry, I watch that all the time.
I watch
that's
all
great.
those shows. I like David Letterman too.
Yep,
I like
Yep, I just watched David Letterman and
my
Jay-Z.
next guest.
David, yeah.
Yeah,
The one with Jay-Z was pretty like it was funny, it was good, and it was like
yeah. I like his interviews a lot. He was like, I watched him on Netflix all the time, and he was kind of the dude. I was like, God, I want to do something like that. But I should start a podcast.
it'd be so cool.
And here we are. We're literally on it
this
right
is the
now. We're
beginning.
being recorded.
I'm happy to be part of the beginning because 10 years down the road,
Yeah, 10 years.
I'll be like,
That's-
Gage, you remember me?
Hell yeah.
His bodyguards
number
are
one
gonna-
bartender in America for sure by
Yeah,
then.
10 year- dude,
right
I-
now, it's like
I hope I'm
it's
not
like
bartending
right
in
now
10
you
years.
just probably are. I don't know. Bartending's sick.
It's sick, but
People people might give you a bad rap if someone they're like, "What do you do?" Like, I'm a bartender. They're like, "Oh," but it's like I think bartending is sick, and you're making. I mean, you're probably making more money than a lot of people that went to college,
Yeah.
and got like a crappy job selling crap or
I will
organizing crap or
I do want to address that too, because that's the old school mentality way of thinking. Like, a lot of bartenders, they're not doing it because they don't have anything else to do. Most of my friends have degrees. They just do it because they love it. They love being on their feet. Our shifts go by like this, and
Yeah.
financially, like, if you want to make cash every night, it's a great way to live, man.
yeah, and it's fun.
I
It's,
view
like,
it as a
good.
career, you know. But like
Yeah.
so going back to pet peeves, older guys sitting down at a bar and asking me, "So this is all you do?"
Oh, wow, I would lose it.
And like it happens to me all the time, and it happens to other bartenders that I work with all the time. You know, not
Yeah.
necessarily like the 21-year-old bartenders, but like they look at me and like, "So what's your real job?" I'm just like, dude.
That would make me so mad.
So that is my pet peeve.
What do you
going back
say to that even?
I go, yeah.
I mean, you want
I
to,
don't- like,
you
you
want to,
want-
of course, just bury the dude. Like,
Yeah.
hey, shut the hell up. How about that?
Right.
That's what I do. You know what I do for a living? I whoop your ass.
I whoop your ass, man. Can't whoop ass.
Yeah.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
But no, you probably just got to take it on the chin, I suppose.
Yeah, you just take it on the chin. Part of me wants to like, I don't know, flash my watch at him or something, but I don't
Yeah.
know.
It's like, hey, buddy.
Who cares?
hell do
Who
you do?
cares?
That's
You
so
know,
cool.
like
Yeah.
they're boring anyways. He's wearing his little button-up shirt.
Yeah.
He goes home to his house and
Yeah, exactly. Cool. What do you... Yeah.
his
that's
wife's
boring.
knitting upstairs.
I think things are changing.
It's
The way that the world views jobs, I think is changing in a very big way.
100%.
I think that for one, school is becoming a lot less relevant. I think it's like unless you want to be an engineer or a doctor
Mm-hmm.
or something along those lines, then yes, of course you need to go.
Right.
But like if you're going into like sales or business or you want to start a business or whatever it might be, I don't see why you would.
Well, there's so many
I don't know
trade
why you would
schools
need
and
one.
look at, like real estate, like getting your real estate license. Like,
Right.
none of that's easy, but like you don't have to go to school for 8 years to make
No.
a decent living nowadays. And like that's another good topic because like Duluth, it's cool to see being from here. It's changing. we have a lot of Gage Hartmans, younger business
Yeah.
people. Where growing up in this town when I was a kid, there was nothing here.
Right.
You know, shout out to Rob Link. He really started that. Like we were talking about him earlier. He really started the new way of thinking, and people didn't want Rob to come to historic downtown Duluth and build these new buildings and
Right.
and make it more fancy for people. And there's a lot of newer money in Duluth, and you know there's places like Tavern now and Bluestone, and they're filling up. You know, like
Yeah.
there's a
Things
lot
are
of new
changing.
developments. But that's always been a dream of mine. Is there's also a lot of places. There's by where I live, there's like 3 abandoned churches. There's so much room for somebody to come
Yeah.
dump some money into.
There is.
You know, Duluth
Yeah.
could really be like.
I think it'll happen. I mean, it has
will.
been improving. It'll be interesting to see what.
It's slowly going, but like I would love to see somebody from Duluth doing that, right? Because like somebody from Chicago is
Developing
just
it.
gonna come in. And
There's a
they're
lot
gonna
of people that want to develop. I have like young dudes
I would
reaching
love to
out
do
to me,
something like that.
reaching out to me all the time. I got a younger business owner. I can't mention his name, but he
Yeah.
reaches out to me probably like every single day, and he's like, Gage, this building, we got to go take a look at it right now. This, we got to go take a look at it. We got to develop this.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, people are trying, and people like, you know, Duluth's sick. Everyone's rooting for Duluth.
It's a great
And
city.
Things
and
are changing. I love this city.
It's cool to see the demographics change. You know,
Right.
Like for a while growing up, like you recognize someone's last name, and you're like, well, their grandkids are gonna have money. You know, like
Yeah.
there's parks named after them, and they're great people. There's nothing wrong with that. But now people are they're moving to Duluth from out of the city to come here and make something of themselves. Whereas before it was just like you went to high school in Duluth and you were gone.
Right.
You know, like not many people my age stayed in Duluth, and now it's people are coming in, actually moving in here to make money and to make it something, which is really
Yeah,
cool.
that's why I moved here.
Duluth's an amazing city. Like
Right.
I've been lucky enough to travel everywhere, but this is my home. Like I love Duluth.
Yeah.
The lake walk never gets old. Canal Park, like I'll be a tourist for a day, any day. You know, I'll hit the Vista Fleet.
I'll
like,
tell
I
you
love
what
stuff
does
like
get
that.
old is that cold weather, though. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna come out and say it.
Yeah.
People ask me about it. They're like, "Yeah, you get used to it." No, you don't. Shut up.
You don't get used to it. I mean, there's like
It's so cold.
I feel bad for people that just sit inside all winter and like
Yeah,
You gotta
I
get-
agree.
you gotta
And I'm
get
a
out there,
snowboarder,
man.
so I get out there. You know,
You
I,
get snowboard.
shred the gnar and I enjoy the
ski
snow. But
travel. If you live in Duluth, you got to travel. Like I've been lucky enough. Like I was gone a couple weeks in December. was gone all of April. Like, you know, I was gone 40 some
Yeah.
days this winter. And
Yeah,
I'm
you
doing
do
that
need
again this
to-
winter.
I
I'm
went
getting
to
out of here.
California in February too. It helps. It helps to get somewhere warmer than come back.
Yeah.
And if the coldest it got was 10 degrees all winter long, you would not hear a peep out of me.
That negative 50 though, that'll get
Not
you.
even a peep. But when it's below 10, below negative 10, below negative 15, it hurts. The air hurts your body.
Yeah, F that. I don't want
Like
anything
I
to
just
do with that.
like
You
getting
can't
in
even
my
ski
car
or
every morning.
snowboard.
I can't even lean back on my seat
Yeah.
because my jacket and my sweatshirt hitting my back just from that added pressure. Immediately, it's just like,
Yeah, I wish we could do away with that. Last winter was kind of bad.
yeah, it was.
Yeah, that negative 50, negative 30. I don't ever want to like.
Where
I don't
would
wish
you
that
go?
on my worst enemy.
Where do you think you would go? What if one of these winters? What if this is the winter? What if the winter we keep talking about how much we love Duluth, and then next thing you know, we got another polar vortex. Cars not starting. Pizza Hut's not delivering pizza. That happened. I tried ordering a pizza. They said it's too cold. I'm like, man. They flat out. The Pizza Hut's not even delivering pizza right now. It's so cold out.
Right.
So another winter like that. You think you might get out? Where would you go if you left? Australia, maybe.
If I could
Move
go
countries, maybe?
I mean, like, if we were being just realistic, I would go Palm Springs, where
Really, Jella.
kind of my second home out there. You know, I know people. I'm comfortable out there. Like, I have friends out there. I would go there. If I could go anywhere in the world, I don't know. I don't know where to start. I don't know where I'd go. Australia would be great. I'm third generation German and Slovenian, so I'd love to go back. You know, back to my roots. I'm going there next summer for the first time.
The Deutschland is
Yeah,
that
going back to the
Germany?
motherland,
That's Germany,
man.
right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Germany. I'm going to Slovenia.
You look German.
Yeah, I'm pretty
You
German.
look really German, actually.
Yeah.
Now that
I don't know what that means.
You look-
I don't know if he's.
I don't know what it is, but you just like, I don't know. You look German. You look like you maybe play soccer, and maybe you're Nazi. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely not a Nazi. Definitely not a Nazi.
I shouldn't say that. There's a lot of
For the record.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of negative attention around like white supremacy and Nazis and all of that right now.
Yeah, for the
so-
record, all those white supremacists can go and fuck off. Pardon my language.
That's so crazy to me. I wanna have a Nazi on the podcast. I want. So if you're a Nazi and you're watching this, please shoot me an email, something like that. I would love to have you on. Obviously, don't agree with Nazis. I mean, I
No.
don't understand how any sane
I don't
person could.
co-sign any of that.
Which is why I'd like to have him on the podcast.
Do you,
Casey, should we have a Nazi on the podcast?
Only if we roast them.
Yeah.
No way. You
No,
can't
you
just
gotta
bring him
roll.
up. Well, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't think so. I think we hear him out.
break them down and then build them up, and hopefully by the end they're not a Nazi
Well,
anymore.
the thing
'Cause we
is
don't want
that
we
in
don't
it-
want that.
in everyone's mind, they're a good person. Like, I feel like every single person thinks that they're a good person.
Yeah.
So this Nazi is clearly not just doing this to be evil. So they must have some point of view as to why they think the way that they do, which is insane, the way they think. But,
Right.
like what happened? Like,
Yeah.
somebody taught
Where-
them that,
right.
or
It's
something.
mostly parental.
Something's
I feel
going.
like,
I mean,
or-
yeah. I mean, you don't just grow up with normal, like, Catholic parents, and then all of a sudden you've got a red band around your arm. Like,
Right. Right.
Something's going on, is
I
what
w-
I'm thinking.
I will say this.
That much hate.
People ask me if I'm religious all the time. And this goes back to the race thing too. I'll get to that. I'm spiritual for sure.
Right.
I was raised Catholic. I still consider myself Catholic. You know, I go to church with my mom, and a group of us go to the Vineyard Church, which is non-denominational, so you can be a Christian practicing next to a Muslim. I do believe that race and religion is all meant to just separate us, and it's been working for governments for thousands and thousands of years.
You think so?
Oh, 100%. Like, the whole black-white thing is stupid.
Yeah.
It's stupid. Like, if you really sit down and think about it, it's dumb. Like,
Right. I don't like talking about.
ghettos were formed for a certain you know what I mean? Like, we could get
Yeah.
down to the, like, I could talk for hours about it, but, like,
Yeah.
look at all the religion wars of this group of Muslims are killing this group of Muslims because they think they're right and they think they're right, and they want to
Right.
practice here and they want to practice their faith there, so they just kill each other.
Yeah.
What?
I know. That's insane.
Like-
And that's why I'm saying, like, I just
What?
want to have a Nazi on the podcast. Because, like, we could sit here and say, like, yeah, these guys are literally the swine of the planet. And from our point of view, I mean, that's the way it looks. Like, how can you get worse than
But
this?
see
dude?
their point of view?
But from their point of view, they must think they're right.
I
So,
won't-
like, rather than just saying, like, F you, F you, F you, let's say,
Right.
like, what are you talking about? Why you think this way? Like, I feel like that's the way to actually achieve.
You know, it'd be a hell
things.
of a podcast to have a Nazi, a white supremacist,
And a Nazi.
have
Wait, no. Wait.
have an African American gentleman or girl here.
Okay.
Maybe a person that practices Jewish religion. Somebody from all walks, right?
Right.
And have them sit down together, but not tell them. Or maybe you should tell them. You,
Well,
you can
not-
think about that, but like, and have them talk about it. Like, why do you hate
Right.
me because I'm Jewish? Why
Yeah.
do you hate me because I have a different skin color than you?
Yeah.
Tell me right now, face to face. Like, your people aren't here to protect you. My people aren't here to protect me.
Right.
Cameras right there. Let's hash it out.
Man, it's weird.
I don't know. Do you like conspiracy theories?
I entertain them. I don't really get too caught up in them, like moon landing or 9/11 or anything
But it's
like
cool.
that.
I mean, like, dude, you YouTube shaved chimpanzees and duck
That's not a
penises.
conspiracy, though.
Well,
That's
no, that's not a conspiracy, but I'm
They're
saying that's your
buff.
search history.
they're freaking.
But like, so somewhere along the lines, it's cool to see like.
No,
yeah,
yeah, it is interesting.
I'm not saying I'm necessarily entertaining any of it, but like the moon landing and 9/11 and
Yeah.
and stuff like that, and like the Rothschilds and like our government, how it's built. Like, dude, some of that somewhere along the line, some of that's facts. You can't like.
Some of it's got. I mean, it's got to be stemmed
there's
from
proof.
from
There's
something.
proof. you
Like
know,
like after 1969 when we landed on the moon, who just started saying, "Nah, I doubt it."
There was a rumor out there, right? Like,
Yeah, I can't believe we
somebody
landed
had-
on the moon last year. Nah,
Well-
bet it didn't happen.
So what do you think about our government knowing about 9/11? There's a lot of tragedy there. You don't
I
want to
don't
get
know.
too into it. You
Well,
don't
here's
wanna-
the thing.
I don't want to offend anybody, but like,
Even
how do you
if
feel about that?
even if somebody walked in this room right now and said, "Gage, I've got a fact to share with you. The government was in on 9/11. All right, now I'm leaving," and they walk out of the room.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do I do now? What do I do with that information? Nothing really changes for me.
No, it's just your mind. Like, so that's the same.
There's
people
nothing I can do.
It's the same people. Like,
I could start a podcast and start telling people that the government was in on it, but then I'm just another conspiracy theorist.
It's
And I'll be
true.
like, no, I'm not kidding. Some dude walked in the door. He said it. He left pretty quickly, I might add. But he did say before he left that it was the real deal.
it's just kind of cool to like be educated on stuff like that.
It is cool.
And you were talking about Joe Rogan. Like, some of his podcasts are, you leave that and you're just like, holy.
Yeah. Sometimes
You're
some of
going
the-
straight to YouTube and like,
Some
you're
of the things
looking-
they talk about.
It's a little far. Some of it's far fetched, but
Did you
really,
see
is it? Like-
the Bob Lazar one he had, the alien guy?
Yes.
The
yeah,
dude that
yeah,
worked
yep.
on the base
like
of Area 51.
Yep.
That dude seemed pretty legit.
Yeah, like some of them do, man. Like they're okay. So like away from conspiracy theories, this is just like a fact, like a question. Are there? What do you think about people on other planets? Like not people, but there's.
I think they're jerks. I think they're all Nazis. In fact, I hope they.
All right, man.
Frickin'
I'm
stay
done,
there.
I'm done asking questions.
No, I'm kidding. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just fucking
What do I think? What do I think about
Like,
him?
no, I'm not thinking about him. That was a bad way to ask a question. Do you believe there's other life forms out there?
Oh, for sure. Obviously.
100%.
Well, the universe is. I mean, as far as we know, it's like limitless. Correct? Like there are no
It's got
limits.
yeah, like
So it just goes on forever. So not only are there other aliens, but there somewhere out in the universe is a person named Gage who has a podcast called The High Five, who had a dude named Nick on his podcast, and they're sitting here talking right now about the possibility of other
That's
life
true.
forms out there. So like,
the plot twist is the Gauge on that one, that planet is a Nazi.
yep, that's yeah, that's instead of the red bow tie, it's the it's the red armband. So yeah, no, for sure there is. Whether or not we'll ever like an alien will ever fly over here and land on the planet, I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe they've been here. Maybe they haven't been here. I don't really know.
I
feel
think they have, man. I 100% think they have.
I'm skeptical
100%.
about it.
I just think like
Why do you think that?
Ancient Egypt pyramids, how there were pyramids all over the world at the same time. How they were like there was maps from back in the day of aerial views coming down. Like somebody taught these people religion and how to build these infrastructures and do it. Like we didn't come from cavemen to just like these intellectual
Skyscrapers.
human beings
Right.
building pyramids. Like there's no like it doesn't make sense to me. I really think something taught us that somewhere. And like most religions are praising this man or woman that came from the heavens.
Could just be an alien dude
Could just be an alien guy, man.
named Jesus.
Jesus.
I think that I think I might even entertain the idea that we are half alien. People are.
Yeah.
People are half alien, half monkey.
Mm-hmm.
Because like we're the only animal on the planet that really is as like intelligent as we are.
It's-
Like
it's
dolphins,
wild
we
how
talked about it.
intelligent.
While rapacious are very smart,
They're very. Yeah.
but I tell you what, dolphins aren't doing, and that's driving in cars, building skyscrapers.
You're right.
Everything.
You're very right.
Everything that we do. They don't have cell phones. They can't make one. I couldn't make one, but I have one.
Right. Yeah. I
Doesn't mean
guess
I'm a dolphin.
Yeah. Or rapacious.
yeah, exactly. I think that's a cool
no,
idea.
I agree with that. Like, yeah, dude, the human mind is insane. But for me, I think there's something or someone or whatever out there that's like 20 times more brilliant than us.
I think it's a simulation.
Wouldn't that be wild? You just die and it's like game over, and there's like
Yeah.
you just hop back in like it's Call of Duty,
I think
right?
it's a
Like,
simulation.
I'd be like, dude.
I do. Well, they again, Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan talked about it with Elon Musk, and Elon was talking about how he thinks there's a 99.99999% chance that we are in a simulation right now. He said because
I saw that, yeah.
at the trajectory that technology is on now, and how fast things are, we're just taking off with it. That it's super realistic to think that like 20 years from now we can go into some kind of VR system and live an entire life.
It's true.
But in like that real life, it only takes like 10 minutes. But we live like to 89, and then you get out of the VR, and you're like, oh sweet, I lived to 89. I married a woman named Joyce. Divorced her for a dolphin, and then I died because I was hit by a bus.
Hit by a bus, yeah.
Let's do it again.
True. How do you feel about like the planet being wiped out by like 10 times? Like on our own planet, human beings, how do you feel like they were more advanced than us now by like tenfold? And like some
The aliens
catastrophic
that came,
No, maybe just a catastrophic flood
and we're done.
or something, and then it just starts over. There's proof. I'm not saying I believe it.
Oh,
There's proof.
that happened.
Like the Baghdad battery. Like they found stuff that like from a million years ago.
What's
It's
this
like, why is
Baghdad
that-
battery you're talking about?
They've literally found a battery that dates back like thousands and thousands and thousands of years.
Like a Duracell?
It wasn't a shout out Duracell, but no, it wasn't
Like
that.
Bridgestone?
No,
They make
it
tires.
was literally a vessel that created
That is crazy.
electricity.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, because I saw something recently where like they
and we're
thought
like, no, they were eating raw meat, living in a cave back then, right?
Right.
Like, and they're like, no, dude, they were
No,
somehow they had
they had,
electricity
like-
somehow.
they had like Game Boy Colors and shit.
yeah, they must have. They're playing Call of Duty. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Red Dead Redemption.
I don't know. It's just a bunch. You got me on the topic. Now I'm just like.
I know it's crazy, and like
There's a
I
million different things.
I wish the thing that really upsets me is that we're probably never gonna know the answer to any of the questions that we
Never
just
will.
brought up.
Never will.
So for that reason, I don't often talk about it, just because
Yeah.
I get really frustrated. I just
True.
like I'm waiting for one day. They're like, oh yeah, found the answer. But like they did say that. So we originally thought that humans had been on the planet for I think 12,000 years or
Way
20,000, something like that. But they found proof of human beings from like 50,000 years
Oh yeah.
ago,
It's
and they
probably
thought
long-
that everyone came from Africa. But they found proof of human beings being alive, like in North America, from like way before that. So there
Yeah,
could have
it's-
been like what's that that place that went underwater?
Atlantis,
Atlantis,
right?
like that futuristic
Yeah.
city that supposedly existed and maybe could have been wiped out. I don't know.
Atlantis Resort's hella cool too, by the way.
I have been there in the Bahamas.
Bahamas, yeah, dude.
You went?
Oh
When'd you
my
go?
God.
Maybe we were there at the same time.
Maybe we were. I don't know. I was like 17. I was there.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
My uncle owned a boat down there, right? This is my
Wow.
my coolest vacation. So my uncle owned
Like a big boat or
a
like
big boat in Fort Lauderdale.
Oh my gosh.
My uncle's done very well for himself. One of the most generous men you'll ever meet in your life.
Okay.
And he took my whole family, my mom, my brother. We all went to the Bahamas for 2 weeks. The first 3 days we stayed in the marina of Atlantis.
Yeah.
And like, my brother and I were just like, he's 3 years older than me, and we just got to like go in the clubs and like we were just running wild. And then we got to stay out on the water for like a week and a half.
Wow.
Like, we got to see like some of the private islands. We're all still like, it's all still colonized by the Brits. Like all the private islands out there, there's no cars. They all have Rolls Royce golf carts,
Right.
and like one was called Cat Key, and it's just a bunch of wild cats everywhere, and like these huge British.
Yikes.
Old
I'm
school
allergic to
homes.
cats. I would
Yeah,
never
you
go
would-
there.
Gage Harbin would hate cats.
I would literally
Don't ever-
never go there ever.
No, but yeah, it was cool, man. Got to swim with
It's
sharks.
sick.
I swam with sharks.
I wouldn't like that.
I at the time I was a douchebag apparently, and I had diamond earrings in, not real ones.
Nah.
And
Some
I
cool
was
people wear
17. I
diamond-
was 17. No, no offense to anybody watching wearing diamond earrings, but that's just not me anymore.
Right.
And I had like a blinged out silver necklace on, and I was diving, right? I was in the water, and I get up, and my uncle's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" He's like, "You know the barracudas are bigger than you, right? And they'll take a bite out of your, like, they'll bite your leg off."
Yeah.
I was like, "What, dude? I'm from Duluth, Minnesota. I don't know
Yeah.
anything. Like,
Exactly.
we jump in
We've
Island
got
Lake."
sturgeon.
Right.
They won't do a whole heck of
Yeah.
a lot.
Right. Like, it's crazy down there.
It is sweet. I went there right after they had the hurricane. So like NASA was completely just torn apart, but it was sick. Atlantis was cool.
I broke in. My brother and I, we met a couple people. This is kind of a cool story, and we broke into the water park after hours.
Oh, nice.
And we kind of partied in there.
Yeah.
So I got to like drink
Nice.
and whatever else under
Gamble. Did you do any gambling? You didn't get.
I didn't gamble, dude. I was like, I was in this world where everyone had this money, and I was staying on this boat, and I probably had like $2 to my name. I was a 17-year-old, like.
Oh, exactly.
Finishing high school, like whatever, you know. I think I was still in high school. I'm not sure, but like, I didn't have $1 to my name, and I'm just like in a marina with like millionaires.
The people that are there have money.
Tiger Woods' yacht was actually in the same marina as ours, and his was like a 175-foot yacht, full crew.
Wow.
And I'm just like walking in, like I had like dirty sandals on and like
Yeah, exactly.
an East Greyhound sweatshirt or the T-shirt. You know, I didn't have any money, dude.
I saw the owner of the Indy 500 at one of the blackjack tables, and it was
That's cool.
every single hand was $10,000.
I believe it.
Just like, whoop, loses, bam, 10 grand.
I believe
It's
that.
like, whoa, wait a minute. Maybe just give me 10 grand and then just move on to the next hand.
Right.
What's the difference?
Yeah, just get the things I could do.
You're
with
going to
10
lose it
grand.
anyway.
Things I could do with just an extra 10 grand.
Yeah, this is good. This is
Wouldn't that be wild to just like walk
got
up
off.
to a table, $10,000? Like, unfortunately, in our country, some people don't even make that in a year. Like, it's
Yeah.
weird. It's weird. To
And
think
this dude
about,
is just going hand.
and he's just
Hand. Oop, gone.
Gone.
All right. But I know he had a ton of money. Well,
Oh, I
he's the
believe
owner. He's the owner of Indy 500, so of
yeah.
course.
He's got.
But
buku money.
there was a yacht parked like outside of the resort, and huge yacht, like had to be a $200 million yacht, unbelievable. And there was a giant like logo on the side of the yacht.
Okay.
And then he was sitting at the table, and he had a hat, kind of like you're like a dad hat or
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
they're called.
Yep.
And he had it like facing forward and had that logo on the front of his hat. And I was like, oh shit,
Goddamn.
this dude's like a billionaire.
Mm-hmm.
That's
$1
next
billion,
level
just Scrooge McDuck chilling, dude.
stuff. Yep. Wow.
It'd be wild.
10 grand
That's
a
the
hand.
dream, though. Like,
To be a billionaire.
I don't know about being a billionaire, but just like setting your kids up. Like, if I ever have kids,
Oh, right.
That's like I want to make sure they're set up. It's weird to think like people have. That's why I just think like this, right? Like, I don't want to have kids unless I have a certain amount of money.
Right.
'Cause you don't ever want to raise kids where they're the ones that like. I don't know. I was raised by a single mother. She was a kindergarten teacher. She did everything she could. But like a
Nice.
lot of times, like I went to a private Catholic school because that's the school that my mom taught at.
Yeah.
So a lot of the kids there were the millionaires' kids, and I went there for free, raised by a single mom that made like 37 grand a year.
Yeah.
You know, so like I was that kid who kind of was like the hand-me-down everything when they were coming to school. I was the only basketball player. They're all hockey kids, you know,
Oh,
super
yeah.
like I don't know. I just feel like it's expensive to have kids, even to sign them up for
Yeah.
soccer, hockey, like whatever. Like
What did I hear? Yeah, in America, every child on average costs $30,000 a year. I think that's what I just heard yesterday. I think I heard that.
It's $1 million investment to have children, which is great. Like you shouldn't think like that, but
Something to consider.
what I meant like getting rich is my concern would much rather be not getting rich for myself, but like my dream's always been to buy my mom a house somewhere warm, my dad a house.
Nice.
You know, like if I do have kids or like when my brother has kids, set them up. You know, like set your
Right.
family up around you. Like that's what I would do. But I'm sure a lot of people say the same thing and then get rich and then just like fuck everyone. I'm gonna go gamble $10,000 a hand.
Nah, I bet most of them take care of their families. I think a lot
That's
of
the
them
dream,
actually
though,
end
right?
up
Like,
going broke again because they took care of their family and friends.
Well,
too
that's another thing. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. That's the dream. If I had a ton of money, it'd be cool to take care of everyone around you. But you watch like 30. Do you ever watch like 30 for 30 on ESPN?
Nope.
All the athletes. My favorite one is Going for Broke, and like 60% of MLB players are broke within 6 years of retirement.
They get
because
paid a lot.
They
too.
get paid hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars because they hire they're from nothing and they hire all their friends. So like their best friend is their financial advisor who doesn't even have a high school degree. Like,
Right.
you know, and they pay their other best friend to be their security guard and they pay
Yep.
him $100 grand a year. That's all fine when you're making $75,000 a game and you played 120 games in the MLB or 106 games in the MLB a year, but like once that money doesn't stay, you're not save. They don't save anything per year though.
Right.
It's all gone. So once it stops coming in, like,
Ugh, that stuff is bad.
yeah.
That would suck. This has been fun though. I think we're at that hour mark. I think
Alright.
we're just about.
Made it.
Yeah, I think we started at like 3:12, so we're right in it. This has been fun.
Hell yeah.
We went off on rapacious dolphins.
Yeah,
and-
man, we were everywhere. I like it.
yeah, I liked it. Rapacious Nazi dolphins. Where can people find you on the gram, or where you want people to find you? The gram.
Yeah, I mostly use Instagram.
I got 17 subscribers, so I got a lot.
Yeah, let's get his subscribers up.
I got a lot of pull, is what I'm trying to say.
Let's double it. I'm gonna plug you for sure.
Yeah, do it. Plug it.
My Instagram's Nick Nick all lowercase _ WEBERR.
Nice. And then can't forget about Casey, videographer.
My man
you
Casey.
can find him on Facebook. He specializes in weddings, but will film anything.
You're getting married, hire Casey.
Casey's last name is PFLIPSEN. That's Casey with a C. Casey Flipson. I think that's it, but we didn't do it in the last one. We got to do the high five.
High five.
Woo! Woo! Nice. High five with Gage Hartman. That was fun.
dude. I had a
That
great
was
time.
sick.
That was good.
Yeah.
I was worried coming down here I was gonna run out of shit to talk about, but
No.
I could have
it's-
gone for like 3.
We could,
more.
yeah. We
Like I
should-
said, dude, I can't. I talk.
I should do a 24-hour live stream podcast.
You guys could have just kept going.
Yeah, no, seriously, I was like, I gotta be somewhere at 4 o'clock. We gotta